He was the man Hollywood feared to fight on screen. Charles Bronson's rugged, weathered face alone could end an argument. But decades before Death Wish or The Magnificent Seven, he sat in a freezing metal turret 30,000 feet above the Pacific, watching tracer fire streak past his head. He flew 25 combat missions against Japan and earned a Purple Heart. Yet, what he later confessed about the war surprised everyone and revealed why nothing on a movie set ever scared him again.
From the coal mines to the sky.
Long before he was a movie star, he was Charles Dennis Buczynski, born in 1921 to Lithuanian immigrant parents in Ehrenfeld, Pennsylvania. The 11th of 15 children, Charles grew up in crushing poverty. Lithuanian and Russian were spoken at home. He didn't learn English until later. When his father died, childhood ended. Young Charles went underground to work in the coal mines for just $1 per ton mined. The poverty was so severe that he once had to wear his sister's dress to school because he had no clothes of his own. For nearly 12 years, it seemed his fate was sealed underground. Then came December 7, 1941. 25 combat missions over Japan. In 1943, Buczynski left the mines to enlist in the U.S. Army Air Forces. He trained as an aerial gunner with the 760th Flexible Gunnery Training Squadron in Kingman, Arizona. By 1945, he was assigned to the 61st Bombardment Squadron on Guam, flying as a gunner aboard a B-29 Superfortress. Suspended high above the Pacific, he flew 25 dangerous combat missions against Japanese forces. Enemy fighters and anti-aircraft flak were constant threats. On one mission, he was wounded in action, earning the Purple Heart. The shocking confession. When veterans return from war, most reflect on the fear, hardship, and trauma. But Bronson's confession about his military service left people completely stunned. Years later, Bronson openly admitted, "I never had it so good as when I entered the army. Men were complaining around me, but I was eating and sleeping well, and I thought, geez, this is great. For me, being drafted was like having a fairy godfather change me into a prince." To a man who had spent his youth freezing, starving, and doing backbreaking labor in dark coal shafts, military service, even dodging anti-aircraft fire at 30,000 feet, offered 3 meals a day, a clean bed, and steady pay. Compared to the coal mines, war felt like a step up. How the war followed him to the screen. After returning home in 1946, he used the GI Bill to study acting. During the 1950s Red Scare, he changed his name from Buczynski to Bronson to avoid anti-communist suspicion surrounding Eastern European names. His real-life toughness effortlessly translated to the screen. In The Great Escape, he played a claustrophobic tunnel digger, drawing directly on his genuine fear of enclosed spaces rooted in his years in the mines. By the mid-1970s, the boy who once wore his sister's dress to school became the world's highest-paid box office star. Charles Bronson didn't need to act tough. He had already lived it. What do you think? Does knowing Charles Bronson's real-life, wartime past change how you view his iconic action roles? Let us know in the comments below. If you loved this deep dive into classic cinema history, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Royal Time of Hollywood, and hit the bell notification